Hello and welcome back to GrindCraft. So today I thought that I would bring you along on just a normal day of mining, well, a couple of days of mining. So my goal here is to spend 2 in-game days just doing my normal quarrying work. I've got my inventory all set up. I've got, I could actually top off on rockets quick. I don't think I'm going to need more than 55 rockets for 2 days of mining, but just double check that I've got everything filled up here. Should be pretty easy. And this is happening sort of in between the GrindCraft update 004 and whatever video comes next. I'm thinking that this video might come out of order, just so you know where we are in the world. So you are pretty much up to date. I did finish the sort of half layer that I had left in the last update, but not a whole lot of changes otherwise. The big change, just to let you know, since this is something that we'll be working with, is this. The sorter input chests are have been expanded. I have 7 times 5, so I have 35 input chests plus obviously 35 hoppers, and that should mean that I can mine for, like, do sustained quarrying for longer. And it's my hope that that's what I can keep doing sort of in the future as I expand the sorter and give it, like, give it nether outputs and stuff like that. I'd like to be able to sort of expand this so that I can do a variety of different things rather than just what I've been able to do so far. I also did do a whole bunch of smelting, actually, since we're just standing around. All this gold I smelted today, and a lot of this iron I smelted today. So we have enough to do more beacon bases. We have enough to do more hoppers. We have a lot of minerals sitting around, and I've emptied out a lot of my ores as a result of that. I also did go hunting for a bunch of the ores that I had sitting in random barrels around the base. So I have a bunch more that I could smelt potentially, and a couple of empty shulker boxes that I need to deal with later, but that is just a very brief update. I promise that in the next update, I will go through all of the major changes, so don't worry, you're not losing your update video. Now, the reason I wanted to do that monologue is because I wanted to start off at the crack of dawn with our first quarry action. So, since I haven't shown this on video yet, here's what we do. We raise our pickaxe, and we start the super breaker, and we just go along this line here. Run. And this is the first layer of the next deepslate quarry layer. So I wanted to take you along sort of on this the first part of this layer, because it actually is different from my normal strategy, which is to do one run of this and then go up to the stone quarry and do a bit of stone quarrying. But I'd like to show you sort of the setup work that I have to do for each deep slate layer, because it is more complicated than perhaps I have let on. It's not overly complicated, I'll be clear. Like, I'm not doing any crazy, like, nuclear physics here, but there is some interesting work to be done for sure. And yeah, I like to try and get the sort of last remaining bit of super breaker into the row of deep slate that has more than one block in it usually. So that middle layer usually, or that middle row usually has only one block along the entire row. But the third layer, or the third row, has 2 deep slate in some places, so I like to try and break as many blocks as I can with the super breaker. Once we're done with that, our sort of break time, because we have 165 seconds to go till the next super breaker, we are clearing out sort of the secondary border. So you can see this 2 blocks has already been cleared out. That's just so I don't end up digging into the wall when I'm doing super breaker. But I like to dig out the next 2 blocks once I've cleared out the layer above. Excuse me. And this next 2 blocks allows me to then dig these 2 blocks out on the next layer and still have room for me to sort of go around the current layer. I'll show you what I mean in a bit. But first we just got to clear this out so we have space to do the next bit of work that we're going to do. And I already did it on the other side, so that's sorted. And I'm going to have to do it on the back as well. Once we've got that done, it should be smooth sailing, I hope. But yeah, we have a little ways to go here first. And I will say I don't have to do it on the front because I already did. Basically, the first layer of this the first few rows of this layer is the equivalent to doing this just on the front of the quarry. So that's nice and easy. And this is one of the slower parts of this quarrying experience. It's not very exciting. It just takes a little time to complete. Oh, look at that. Mining 2019. I did hit mining 2000. And there is, in fact, no reward for that. You don't get any additional skills or any additional benefits. So it is not newsworthy, sadly, but it does show you how much mining I do in any given day, because I do a lot of mining. It's the primary goal of the series for sure. All right, we're coming to the end here. All right. So with that, we come over here and we drop things into the chest once again. This chest has probably got, yeah, it's got lots of room in it. We should be able to use that again shortly. Now we've got 26 seconds left for our next quarry, or our next super breaker. So that timing works out pretty well. It doesn't work out perfectly most of the time. You kind of just, you do your best, basically, is all you can do. Sometimes, like now, I come around, I finish my side work, and I'm still waiting for, yeah, a few seconds. But it's not too much. And I can usually get 2 of these sort of super breaker and then side work sessions in per day. So we're on the second super breaker session. Get around to the, oh, I aimed wrong there, so there's a bit of a strip of deep slate that I accidentally broke, or maybe that's just a cave that I just broke into. It's entirely possible. But usually that means that I just was aiming wrong. It's no big deal. I just fill it in and move on to the next part. So clear out this sort of third strip, and then do the middle strip with just one block on it. It's worth noting you could do this a couple of different ways, by the way. You could do a sort of S-shaped pattern where you do the, you're still doing 3 rows, but you're doing the 2 blocks, the first 2 blocks on the top, and then the second and third blocks on the middle row. So like you'd be doing these 2 and then these 2, like a little Tetris S shape. I don't like doing that, I think. It's a little bit more unwieldy. Oh, I missed a block here. Make sure I didn't miss any other items. Nope, we're good. I feel like that's a little bit more unwieldy because you aren't getting that first, the bottom block of that first row. So you can't really like run up against it as much. I don't like that nearly as much. We're going to the back to do our second boundary. And then this will probably close out our working day. There is other stuff that we should probably do. Well, there's stuff that we're going to do tomorrow, because this is going to be basically a 2 Minecraft day video. But now, after we've done this sort of secondary boundary, we are just going to be waiting for the day to end. We are not doing any other quarrying or any other side work today, because if we do, by the time we are done with it, it will be dark. And I don't like dealing with mobs in this quarry, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. I'll get a little bit of tough here, but not very much. I did already clear out some of the gravel here on this layer, just because I don't want to be dealing with that in the middle of a quarrying action. Just having to switch to the shovel is a pain in the bum, so I just, whenever I start a new layer, before I start the new layer, I just clear out the gravel. And it's no big deal. Sometimes you do run into gravel where, like, this is deep slate, but there's gravel beneath it, and that's a bit of a pain, but it's ultimately not that bad. Probably means your super breaker just misses a couple of blocks here and there, and you know, that's not that big of a deal, so we just deal with it and move on. Anyways, coming up to, yeah, we just passed the halfway mark on this return trip. Looks like we're gonna have a couple of in-game hours to wait before we can go to sleep, but that is no big deal. I've gotten very familiar with the way that the time system works in Minecraft. Basically at 16:32 on a normal day, 16:32 and a half really, you can sleep, and then if it is raining, it's pretty much spot on 1600, so you can kind of, or not 16, 1832 and 1800 spot on if it's raining. And obviously if it's thunderstorming, you can sleep right away, but sadly today it is not thunderstorming. So I'll take a little bit of a tea break. We'll just sit here and I'll think about what I might potentially have an update on. I'm not going to show it right now, but I did in the nether finish the second chunk in our new nether quarry. So we've got stuff working there. I'll probably make more progress on that. I might do one of these videos on that, actually. Though I think I might have to do it as a sort of timed thing, like do a 20 to 25 minute thing. You see there, our super breaker is ready now, but we are not ready. I might do a timed thing where I do like 20-25 minutes of nether quarrying, because it's not something that is bordered or bounded by Minecraft day-night cycle. So that is something that I can potentially do as a video for you. And it's also possible that I just do more of these videos, more videos like this, where I'm just like, hey, it's mining time, here we go. You know, maybe do it a little bit more hype than that, but not necessarily in my nature. Another hour to go in game. Oh, I have been thinking more about the three-way bedrock breaker. I'm thinking I might do that, because I looked up a video, and it looks like it's a Lightmatica thing. I have to install Lightmatica and get that working. But the materials that it uses, it doesn't look super complex. So I might need to do a little bit of work to get access to honey blocks, because I don't think I have a whole lot of supply of honey blocks. But that's no big deal. Ultimately, like, taking honey blocks out is not going to be that difficult for me, so I could probably do that. But yeah, most of the rest of it is stuff that I have already in pretty good volume, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal for me to just put together a little three-way bedrock breaking machine. See there, it was 1832, told you. But yeah, I think that's definitely an option. I think the only question is how I would organize it, because I'd have to do it in a way, because like I have 4 layers of bedrock to break, and I think each machine can only break 1 layer. So I'd basically be sending one machine off, and then I'd have to build a second one after it had progressed a certain amount. And then I'd have to build a third one, and then a fourth one. But I'd have to stop each of them before they hit each other. So I'd end up with a line of machines that was just sitting at the end of the quarry that I'd completed up to that point. And it's like, okay, yeah, I can do it, and it will break the bedrock, but then I'll just have, like, I probably won't have that much area that's actually been cleared out, right? Like, it'll be like a few chunks, perhaps, but these machines aren't small, and I'd end up with a lot of room to do my thing. So I might just do one machine at a time and then clear them out and then rebuild each time. So like I do the first layer of bedrock and then I clear that out, and then I stop the next machine a little bit before where the first machine ended, but not you know, I don't have to accommodate the entire machine. Maybe at the end of this day I'll show you what I mean by all of this. Okay, so now we've cleared out sort of 4 blocks around the entire quarry. Now we start with the next layer. So first thing is to do these 2 blocks, because this way we can have a starting point for our next boundaries. Excuse me. My voice is struggling a bit today. But yeah, so I'm kind of shifting and going diagonally because I don't want any of these blocks to fall into the bedrock down there because it's going to be difficult for me to get them. And to be honest, I will not bother. I've spent a lot of my time in this world saying that every block is sacred. Honestly, at this point, they are not. Like, even if I dropped diamond ore down into this quarry and I lost it and it despawned, I'm not sure that I would care. I have so many diamonds at this point, so much diamond ore. It's just not worth the effort. Like flying down and grabbing it. It's not so much it's not worth the effort, it's not worth the disruption to the rhythm of what I'm doing. Because I have it down pat now. I know what I'm doing, I know how to do it quickly. And I don't want to screw that up. I don't want to get in the way of that. Anyways. Oh, through this, stupid-doo. But yeah, I think the moral of the story is I'm sold on the idea of using the 3-way bedrock breaking machine. I'm just gonna try to figure out what's required. I'm gonna have to get Lightmatica set up. I'm gonna have to, you know, build the thing. I might need more pistons than I have right now. I know I'm gonna need a lot of pistons. I'm not sure how many, but because most of the resources that you need, I think, is like a ceiling of pistons across the entire area that you want to break bedrock. So for me, that's going to be like these 3 chunks and then out for like 7 chunks. So that's 21 chunks worth of pistons. It's a lot of pistons. So I'm thinking that that's going to take a while to make that many pistons. It's not prohibitively difficult. Like, I probably have all the resources for it. I mean, I showed you how much iron I have right now. But it might take me a while to just kind of get that crafted. No big deal. We're actually only 15 seconds away, so good timing. Take a little sip of tea before we start this. There we go. Timing. Oh man. Sorry about the voice clearing, or the throat clearing noises there. Like I said, I think my voice is having some trouble today. I think I might be getting sick, actually. I just don't feel 100%. I don't like coughing very much, but I don't feel great. Alright. This looks like... I was about to say it looks like it might be an ore vein, but it's not. An iron vein, but it's not. There was like a little bit at the end that was a little bit sporadic, it felt like, but I think we got pretty much a full deposit of tuff there, not an iron vein. Keep looking out for iron veins, because they're really interesting when they happen. It's like, ooh, what's the next layer going to look like? But I don't think I have any over here on this side right now. I know there's a few over on the other wall, but I don't have any over in this section. At least not that I know of. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Maybe there's some on this wall and I'm just forgetting. Let's take a quick look. Because I've got a few hours to go in this day and I just want to do one boundary. Yeah, no, I don't see any iron veins in that. Okay, so now we've got the, excuse me, this ledge mined up. Now we do this section, this strip. Just 2 blocks on the side here, so that when we are ready to start the next layer of the quarry, we can do, and it will, and I won't end up accidentally super breaking the walls of the quarry, because then I have to fill in blocks, and it takes extra time, and pretty much everything that I do in this world, to one extent or another, is to try and minimize the amount of disruptions I have. Where are these skeletons? It's weird. I thought I filled in this cave already, but it seems I have not. There's some spawnable spot there. And they have chosen to spawn. Well, no big deal. Oh, we found some gravel. Hoping it doesn't make its way up into this layer, because I don't necessarily want to have to deal with gravel. Okay, a little bit of gravel. No big deal. Let's just grab that extra one so I don't have a one singular gravel in my inventory when I come to do the next boundary on the back there. I did. Okay. It's like just forgetting what I'd done already, and it's never a good sign. I think I said in the last video, my memory is not what it used to be. Well, there's your proof. I've forgotten what I had already done. Alright. Past the halfway mark. That's good news. And we are past the 20-minute mark on the video as well, so I'm glad to see that my timing worked out well for this. We are about to close out, and I was shooting for a like 20 minutes and change video, so we ended up with exactly what I wanted. Perfect. All right. Let's go put this in the sorter. And 2 days we filled up about 2 chests on the sorter input, so that's pretty much exactly what I wanted. It looks like the way that it's kind of draining in is it's taking from this chest first, which is fine. It just means that while that chest loads, I load up these other chests, and it's no big deal. And I don't think there's going to be any issue with this hopper filling up too quickly. No, we're good. We're good to go. This hopper will fill up, yeah, so that's fine. But only one hopper is feeding into the first hopper in the sorter, which is something that I've struggled with in the past, but now it seems like we're doing correctly. So, real quick, let's just say goodbye and thank you for watching and all of that. And of course, do the like and subscribe and share and comment, all those good things. If you liked the video, then like the video, so I know that you liked it. If you want to see more, subscribe so that you get notified when I release videos. If you have a suggestion, put it in the comments. And if you want to show a friend, then that would be fantastic too. But all that is optional, of course. No worries if you don't have the mental capacity or bandwidth or whatever. I understand. I struggle with that stuff too. So I get it. I don't take it personally. Trying to think if there's anything else that I want to say last minute, but I think that is pretty much the end. So appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.